Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tonic, and welcome to a tutorial on how to make better thumbnails for your YouTube videos. And today we will be doing this inside of Photoshop. So make sure you have a copy of Photoshop accessible to do this tutorial. Alright, first thing we want to do is go to File and create a new file. One thing you want to do is make sure your dimensions are set to 1280 wide and 720 high. That's 1280 by 720, which is 720p definition, which is the recommended size for a thumbnail on YouTube. Alright, and we can name it later. Don't really have to name it. We're going to click OK. Now what we're going to do is go and drag our photo inside of here. One thing you want to do to get a nice thumbnail is to have a great picture. So you can go online, if you're playing a game, like for me, I went to MechWarrior Online. I want to make one for MechWarrior Online. So I just typed in MechWarrior Online wallpaper, and I found one. So you just find something that's in good size. You want it to at least be 1280 by 720 or up, probably higher than that, just to where it'll have a nice resolution. So I chose MechWarrior right here. We're going to drag it into Photoshop, just like so. Now, one thing you want to note is if something like a thumbnail or a picture has writing on it, see right here, you want to make sure that it can be very visible to the audience that is looking through the YouTube channel videos, and they make sure that they can read what's on there. So it might look okay right here, but when it's shrunk down, it may not look good at all. So one thing you want to do in Photoshop, if you'll hold down the Shift key and come over here to the corners and drag it, that'll make it a little bit bigger. You can do the same thing to the other corner, just kind of even it out. And then what you want to do is just kind of place the image. And now you can see that the MechWarrior Online logo is much more visible. So you want to make sure if you got text inside your image that is highly visible and can be easily seen when your viewers are looking at your videos, or if they've searched through. Obviously a good thumbnail is going to attract a viewer. So once we have that set where we want it, we're just going to hit check mark. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to enhance this picture. We're going to make it look a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, a little bit brighter. And to do this, you want to use a blur. Now all you got to do to find a good blur is go to Google and type in light photo blur, and it'll pull you up so many options. You can just pick from tons of options, I promise you. Well, one I picked here is a light Gaussian blur, 25 by 60 by 1600. It doesn't really matter what size your file is. You don't want to go too small, but you don't want to go too big. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. So right now it's not going to look very cool. We're just going to take this image and stretch it out across our whole image here. And with this image, I want to brighten it up. So with this blur that I have, it's got the real good bright center to it. So it's going to really make the colors come out. So that's what we want. And then once you get it positioned where you want to, and this can be, you can be any way you want it to be. This is really your taste on a lot of these. You just want to make sure that when you do this, that the final result stands out and it's bright, it's clean, very easy to read, and etc., etc. So what we're going to do now, once we get it placed where we want, we're going to right click on our layer right over here, and we're going to go to blending options. And what you want to do is on the top here where it says blend mode, it's going to have a lot of places you can pick. The ones I use most of the time is color dodge, overlay, and soft light. You can play with all of these, doesn't matter, whatever you want it to be. So first thing I want to check is color dodge. Let's see what it looks like. Whew. Don't look too good, does it? Now it's pretty neat for going for a weird maybe posterized effect or something, but not for what we're looking for. So then we're going to check what overlay looks like. Alright, that's pretty good. Look, stands out a little bit. It's brightened up the oranges. It's really just popping. And MechWarrior Online, the logo looks really good. So that one's probably has won the battle here. We'll see. Now soft light, it did light it up pretty good. So we can't really say that it didn't. But overlay to me makes the logo pop and your images back here pop. The robots just look so cool. So I'm going to pick that one. And all you got to do is hit OK if you want to save it like that. Now you can reduce the visibility of the blur by just clicking inside of here and doing your scroll mouse down. And as you can see, we're changing the percentage that it's filling. So if you don't like how it looks, if you think it may be just a little too bright, it just needs a little adjustment, this is where you'll do it right here. But I think it looks pretty good at 100%, so I'm going to leave it like that. So you'll see if I undo this, the big difference in the image. It just lights it right up. It's just like somebody turned the lights on inside the image. Alright, so next thing you want to do is pick some text. For this, it's going to be my 2 Broke Gamers video that I do with my buddy Shook50. So I'm going to go across here. Probably about like that would be good. And you want to make sure you pick a good font. Some of the best fonts I like are Wide Latin. Impact's a good one. Anything that's real bold, so like this Gill Sans Ultra Bold, that would be pretty nice. So if I type in, we'll put it in caps, 2 Broke. We're going to shrink down the font here. We'll go down to 72. That way we can see what we're doing. 2 Broke Gamers. Now, you on your font, you want to make sure it is big and bold, and the color stands out. So I'm going to change the color. Let's see what green will look like. No, not on this one. Blue. Maybe blue. Probably not red. No. Purple. Yellow. No. Orange, possibly. You just kind of, it's how I do it. I just start playing around with the colors. I'm going to go with a light blue. I think light blue stands out a little bit better across the image there. Alright, so once you get the color you want, and the font you want, and the size you want, which I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Probably going to go, let's see what 100 looks like. No, I don't like that. It's too big. I want it to be, I want it to stretch across like that. Let's try 90. Oh, to 90 is too big. 87. 87, alright. Well, that's probably as far as we should go. Now I can make this a little bit larger. If you go up here to your Move tool, right up here in the top left hand corner of your toolbar, you can actually make this bigger. You can move it around. You know, you can make it huge. You can do whatever you want. You can manipulate it very easily. So what I want to do, I think I want to play around with it today. I want to go in the middle of the picture. That way we got the robots on top and then the logo on the bottom. I'm going to shrink that just a little. It's on the edges a little too much. Alright, so one thing to remember when you put text or anything on a thumbnail for YouTube, do not use the bottom right hand corner right in here. Don't put anything down there that you want the viewer to see, because that will be covered up by the timestamp that's on the video. And on the bottom left side, you don't want to put anything because mobile users have this timestamp on the left. So don't put anything in the left or the right bottom corners. Off limits. Don't put anything there. Alright, so now I have my text where I want it. I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go back to blending options. And one of the most important things to do with your text is put a stroke on it. And what that basically does is outlines your text with a black or a blue or a red, whatever color you want it to be. So we can change all that we want to here. We can put a white one, but I'm going to stick with black. No, actually I'm not going to stick with black because that's too much black in the background. So we need something that's going to look good. So what green does. Yellow, maybe? Yeah, I think yellow looks alright. We'll see what happens. And then what you want to do is come over here to the size of the pixels for your stroke. Most of the time, it's usually going to be around 12, 13, 14, depending on what text you pick. Alright. Now you can do the stroke in a color, a gradient, or a pattern. So you got all kinds of options you can do. We'll see what a different pattern looks like. Oh, that looks pretty neat, but it doesn't really go with the image though. Oh, not bright though. We need bright. If you'll go to the patterns section, there's all kinds of patterns. Actually, I just picked the same one that was already there. Let's go with patterns. I wonder what patterns is. So you can do hippie, you can do orange, bubbles. Oh, that's pretty nice. The brick. Just make sure you pick one that makes everything stand out. That one actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Alright, so okay, you got your text where you want it. Next thing you want to do is you're going to hit Control minus. Hit that a few times. Alright, take it back to where this is what the viewers are going to see on your YouTube video. Okay, this is what they're going to see. So you're going to pull it back just kind of see what it looks like. And to me, it looks pretty nice. Except for one thing. I do want to change the color of the text. I don't think it's standing out enough. So I'm going to go to color overlay inside the blending options. We're going to pick a different color. Maybe a brighter blue. Man, a purple or a green. Oh, the green is looking nice. Yep, I like the green. Let's go green. That stands out pretty good. Alright, so that is all there is to this, guys. It's easy to make a thumbnail. Of course, you can play around with anything. You can do all kinds of stuff in Photoshop. You can make it do that. I mean, there's a lot of tutorials out there that teaches you so many techniques and things to use. One of the things I like to do, just as a little bonus part here, I like to go right click once I have everything done and I merge. Where's my merge? Let's do that again. Merge visible. Okay, once that appears, you want to hit merge visible, and that makes it all one picture. Now, also what I like to do is go down here and select this, and you can pick a bunch of different things. Posterize is one of my favorite things to do. So you can make it look pretty neat. Go up here to levels, give it like a poster type feel. It doesn't work for every image. So like here, it looks neat, but it's not going to be good for a thumbnail. So we're going to take that off. Anyway, I just want to kind of show you that you have tons of options in Photoshop to make this thing look awesome. Alright, let me zoom back in. And I think that's going to cover this tutorial, everyone. I would like to say thank you to Billy96423 Playz for asking me to do this tutorial. Billy, I hope this is useful for you. Guys, if you have any questions about the tutorial, please leave them down in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you next time for another tutorial. My name is Tonic. This is Bang Bang Gaming. Bye-bye.